Say, tell, speak, and talk. These verbs are simple and used often, but are usually confusing because they share many similarities. Despite having common features, each verb is unique. Therefore, it is crucial that you understand certain key guidelines to ensure that your English communication is precise. After the presentation, there are exercises with answers and explanations. Let's start with say and tell. They have similar meanings but are used in different ways. Say. Say is an irregular verb. The infinitive form of this verb is say. The infinitive is the simple or basic form of a verb such as be or break. The simple past is said. The past participle is said. Say means to express something using words. Here, we have two different situations. First, transmitting information but not to anyone specific. I said that the price was high. It's hard to say what caused the accident. That's a terrible thing to say. Second, transmitting information to someone specific, followed by to. Say to him that I'll travel tomorrow. Do you know what she said to Frank? What did you say to them? When using say, it is necessary to include the preposition to in order to specify the person being addressed. Please, say to Michelle that we are leaving in half an hour. I said to all of them that I had never seen that man before. Tell. Tell is an irregular verb. The infinitive form of this verb is tell. The simple past is told. The past participle is told. Tell means to give information or instructions to a person. Here, we also have two different situations. First, transmitting information to a specific person or specific persons. Tell him that the train will be late. Wrong construction. Tell to him. Please tell Peter that his team won the game. What did you tell them? Second, ordering or instructing somebody to do something. The teacher told the students to be quiet. I told the kids to go home. The nutritionist told me to avoid fatty foods. The doctor told me that I had to take the pills after breakfast. The policeman told her not to drive so fast. Tell is also used in some expressions. For example, tell the truth. I think she was telling the truth. Tell a secret. I'm going to tell you an intimate secret. Tell a lie. George told me a monstrous lie. Tell a story. My grandfather told me an inspirational story. Tell a joke. Please, tell me a hilarious joke. Tell news. I have to tell you some wonderful news. Tell the difference between, meaning to recognize the things that distinguish people or things. Sometimes it's hard to tell the difference between a butterfly and a moth. Tell the time, meaning to be able to know what time it is by looking at a clock or watch. My son is just learning to tell time. To cannot come immediately after tell. Incorrect. Tell to us your name and occupation, please. Correct. Tell us your name and occupation, please. Say and tell are used to communicate ideas and information that were verbalized by someone. The most important difference between say and tell is that tell must have a person or a pronoun following it. Can you tell Sophia the way to the station? Can you tell her the way to the station? Tell often has two objects, an indirect object and a direct object. Tell me your problem. Me, indirect object. Your problem, direct object. Can you tell Evelyn the way to the station? Evelyn, indirect object. The way to the station, direct object. Tell is also used with that clauses. Lily told me that she was tired. Tell is usually used when somebody is giving facts and information, often with when, where, what, and etc. The green light tells you when the machine is ready. Could you please tell them where the bakery is? I wouldn't mind telling her what started the bitter argument. You cannot use say about. The correct construction is say something about. I want to say something about my family. She said something about going to the party. Reported speech is how we represent the speech of other people, or what we, ourselves, say. Say and tell are used in reported speech, both direct and indirect reported speech. When reporting a speaker's exact words, direct speech, we can only use say. Turn right, Poe said. Direct speech, the speaker's exact words. This is your second chance, she said. Direct speech, the speaker's exact words. Sit down, she said. Olivia said, I'm tired. For indirect speech, we can use say or tell. Poe said to turn right. Poe said to him to turn right. Poe told him to turn right. She said that it was my second chance. She said to me that it was my second chance. She told me that it was my second chance. Now, let's analyze speak and talk. There is little difference between these two verbs, but in certain situations, one or the other is preferred. Speak. Speak is an irregular verb. The infinitive form of this verb is speak. The simple past is spoke. The past participle is spoken. Speak means, first, to use your voice to produce words. Here, the idea of transmitting information is not present. Speak quietly, please. Speak louder, please. Speak slowly, please. He can't speak because of a throat infection. Second, speak is the usual word to refer to knowledge and the use of languages. Do you speak Chinese? They speak Italian, not they talk Italian. Evelyn speaks with an American accent. I couldn't speak a word of German when I got there. Third, to have a conversation with someone. I have spoken to the manager about it. May I speak to Susan? At the beginning of a telephone conversation. Can I speak to you confidentially? Can I speak with you for a minute? Especially North American English. Talk. Talk is a regular verb. The infinitive form of this verb is talk. The simple past is talked. The past participle is talked. The pronunciation of the simple past and the past participle is talked. This is the IPA phonetic symbol. Talk means, first, to articulate words, verbalize. The baby is just starting to talk. Second, to say things, but not to transmit information to anyone specific. Stop talking and listen. We talked on the phone for over 1 hour. What are you talking about? Third, when there's a specific person receiving information, to should be used. Every night she talks to her mother about the baby. Fourth, talk is the usual word to refer to conversational exchanges. It is more used in informal communication. You talk to someone to be friendly or to ask for their advice. Have you talked to your brother about the problems you were having? Could I talk to you about the soccer game this afternoon? I love to talk about the weather. We talked on the phone until midnight. In the sense of having a conversation with someone, speak and talk are synonyms. Most of the times, we can use either of these verbs in an interchangeable manner. Mark has already talked to his fiancée about the wedding reception. Mark has already spoken to his fiancée about the wedding reception. Speak is more formal than talk. We usually use speak for more formal presentations and lectures, and talk for more informal ones. Dr. Matthew Harris will speak about the history of religions. Nancy will talk about her trip to Hawaii. Speaking is more appropriate in a professional environment. I need to speak to the CEO about adopting an aggressive marketing strategy to boost sales. Speak focuses on the person who is pronouncing the words, while talk centers on both speakers and listeners. This way, when talk is used, there is a feeling of a conversation taking place. The Pope spoke to the crowd about world peace. Last night, the President spoke to the members of the press. At the moment, he's talking to his doctor about the surgery. What prepositions can we use with talk and speak? Talk to someone. Talk with someone. Talk about something. Talk about someone. Speak to someone. Speak with someone. Speak about something. Speak about someone. We can also say, speak of something. He spoke of his plans for the company. In this case, of is more formal. Talk or speak to someone and talk or speak with someone can often be used interchangeably. Talk or speak to generally implies a more one-sided communication, like giving information or delivering a message. Talk or speak with suggests a two-way conversation where both parties are actively participating and exchanging ideas. Talk or speak with can also be considered a little more formal than talk or speak to. Some common fixed phrases. Say hello. Say goodbye. Say thank you. Say please. He said yes. Agreed. They said no. Refused. They are talking nonsense. They are saying things that are not reasonable or have no meaning. Stephen always talks sense. He speaks rationally and coherently. Talk and tell. It is important to remember that talk cannot be used to report indirect speech. Incorrect construction. Jeffrey talked them, he passed his driving test. Correct construction. Jeffrey told them, he passed his driving test. Typical mistakes. Incorrect. I told to him. Correct. I told him. Incorrect. I said her. Correct. I said to her. Incorrect. She told she would be here at 4 o'clock. Correct. She said she would be here at 4 o'clock. Now, let's do some exercises to fix what we have learned. I will show you a sentence, and after 4 or 5 seconds, the answer comes out. If this break is not long enough for you, Press pause until you come up with an answer. Good luck! Exercises. Fill in the blanks with say, tell, speak, or talk. Pay attention to verb tenses. There are 30 sentences. 1. I like coffee, said Rebecca, reporting someone's exact words. Rebecca did not transmit any specific information to anyone. 2. I love chocolate, Janice told us, transmitting information to specific people, in this case, us. 3. Excuse me, do you speak French? Referring to knowledge and the use of languages. 4. Let's meet somewhere and talk about this. Conversational exchange. Informal communication. 5. Last night, I told him not to smoke in the house. Ordering somebody not to do something. 6. Could you speak more slowly, please? Using voice to produce words. Here, the idea of transmitting information is not present. 7. Excuse me? What did you say? Asking about the speaker's exact words. 8. You shouldn't talk to your mother like that. Conversational exchange. Informal conversation. 9. Speak quietly, please. Using voice to produce words. Here, the idea of transmitting information is not present. 10. We need to talk. Someone has something that he or she needs to discuss. Conversational exchange. Informal conversation. 11. Brian said that he really enjoyed the show. Reporting someone's words. Indirect speech. 12. Please tell your friends that the party will be on Saturday. Transmitting information to specific persons. 13. You should speak to your boss about the changes in the law. Having a conversation with somebody. Here, speak is more appropriate than talk because it is a professional environment. 14. This is a secret. Please don't tell anyone. Expression. Tell a secret. 15. Some species of parrots can imitate human speech, but they can't talk. Articulating words. Verbalizing. 16. I didn't understand anything he said. Transmitting information, but not to anyone specific. 17. Right now, Peter's telling funny stories to the children. Expression. Tell a story. 18. Who said that we are having an exam tomorrow? Transmitting information, but not to anyone specific. 19. Hello. May I speak to Andrew? To have a conversation with someone at the beginning of a telephone conversation. 20. Do you think they are telling the truth at the moment? Expression. Tell the truth. 21. The Queen speaks to the nation on television every Christmas. Focus on the person who is pronouncing the words. 22. My little girl has just started to talk. Articulating words. Verbalizing. 23. Emily said goodbye to her friends and left. Common fixed phrase. Say goodbye. 24. Tell me about your holiday. Transmitting information to someone specific. 25. She's French, but she speaks with an impeccable English accent. Knowledge and use of languages. 26. We were just talking about Oliver's new girlfriend. We're talking. Conversational exchange. Informal communication. We were just told about Oliver's new girlfriend. We're told, passive voice, transmitting information to a specific person or specific persons. We're told means we're informed. 27. I'm going out this evening, she said, reporting someone's exact words. 28. Did you tell her that Henry is coming to the party? Transmitting information to a specific person. 29. When she came back, they were talking about Japanese food. Conversational exchange. Informal communication. 30. The sales manager promised that she would speak to the person responsible for the damage to the computer hardware, and later have a meeting with the director of the company. Having a conversation with somebody. Here, speak is more appropriate than talk because it is a professional environment.